Hey, and welcome back to VOX TERRA. This morning on National Public Radio, NPR, May of 2022, I heard a story featuring a woman, a mother, now a single mom, who used to be a stay-at-home mom, watching her kids. Her husband recently passed away, died from COVID-19. Now she and her kids are struggling to make ends meet, living off of partly one of her son's disability checks. And she's got to explain to her 6-year-old daughter, you know what, daddy's not coming home. Well, I've heard stories like this my whole life about people struggling. And my whole life I've heard this is the richest nation on the planet. And I question, isn't the whole point of advanced civilization so that we're not leaving everybody just on their own to suffer and struggle? Well, when does that day come when the fruits of all this technology finally get shared with everyone? And I question, has it not come, at least in part because of some issues with our psychology? Are many of us bitter and judgmental and passive aggressive? We've struggled, we've worked, we've got a little something, or maybe a lot of something. And a lot of people are proud of these materialistic consumerist achievements. And if everyone had a universal basic income and it wasn't a rat race, then how could you so easily compare yourself to others and say, well, at least I'm not that person. I did something right. But you know what? To me, the greatest argument that the system needs changing goes beyond someone earned it or someone didn't earn it. It's the environment. Another NPR story this morning was about the smelt harvest in Michigan. Smelt's a kind of fish, and they used to be even more abundant, but they're still pretty abundant this time of year. And the story talked about people coming from all over with nets and gathering these smelt, but there's a warning. Don't eat too many of them. Don't eat many of them at all, in fact, because they're contaminated with PFAS chemicals. PFAS are this chemical class called forever chemicals that, in my opinion, are being used frivolously, excessively, and disposed of in an irresponsible manner all throughout our industrial society, and I believe largely for mundane consumerist purposes like non-stick coatings and disposable products. Now again, notice I'm saying the excessive use, the frivolous use of these intense chemicals. And it's the same thing with greenhouse gases. So my point here is that while people around me have defended this rat race of sink or swim, make it or don't, I got mine, you got yours. Pumped full of pride that they made it, that they were self-sufficient, self-made, pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. But did they really do that? Did they really contribute to society? Well, think about all the jobs and all the money created in these PFAS chemicals. Well, those products all came at a price that wasn't paid for. Cancers and endocrine system disruption, and at the expense of a freshwater fish industry. It was never jobs versus the environment. It's always been what kind of job. Well, the whole justification for this consumeristic, capitalist rat race has been it's lifting all boats. But is it really doing that? Or to what extent is it doing that? To what extent is it just keeping people busy, pumping our biosphere full of toxins and greenhouse gases? But worse, I would argue it's actually undermining our ability to be self-sufficient by destroying our ability to live off of nature itself. To me, by 2022, it should have been obvious by now. There shouldn't be a mom struggling out there, stressed about how she's going to make it. We need a universal basic income to give people some freedom, some breathing room from this rat race. People shouldn't have to maintain their dignity, their pride, by being forced to participate in an economy that's largely toxic. That's why we need a Green New Deal. So when we are participating in that economy, trying to contribute, trying to make something of ourselves, we're not forced to do it in a way that's pumping our earth full of greenhouse gases and carcinogens, all just to buy, sell, buy, need it or not. Well, hey, I hope you found this synthesis interesting, stimulating, somewhat entertaining, and if you did, please make sure you're subscribed to my channel. You've clicked that notification bell, you're liking, you're commenting, you're donating at Patreon. And until next time, and as always, peace be with you.